The Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business podcast brings you a unique view of Mesa through its vibrant business community and the subjects that are important. The podcast is produced in the Mesa Chamber of Commerce Media Studio, sponsored by the University of Phoenix. Our podcast is hosted by Mesa Chamber of Commerce CEO Sally Harrison. Please enjoy this episode of the Mesa Chamber Inside Business podcast.
Hi, I'm Sally Harrison, president of the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, and I'm in the podcast studio today with my friend Pam Eisenberg from the Alzheimer's Association. I'm so excited to have you here because I love the Alzheimer's walk. It is my favorite walk.
It's my favorite walk too.
Sorry to all my other friends, and I've been involved in a lot of walks, but honestly, this one, it's beautiful. It has so much special meaning, but it just, it hits home with a lot of people.
It does. Yeah. It resonates with so many people.
It does. I'm so glad you're here. So
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the walk, but let's start with your background. What brought you to work for the Alzheimer's Association?
Well, I've been in nonprofit for a long time, and I've done walks for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So this particular organization was very special to me because my mother-in-law passed in 2012. And so we know what that is like from the perspective of a caregiver. She did live with us. Oh. And so it was one of those things where we're seeing it from a very different side. Mm-hmm. The other thing is I also have a daughter on the spectrum. So it was kind of a twofold. Mm-hmm. Being able to see someone that through therapies and through action and through just being proactive, she was able to, be aware of things and then with my mother-in-law, it was on the other side where it was just a really fast decline. Yeah. So it was just something that I really wanted to do when I came out here to Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I've been with the organization. I'm going on my 8th walk season.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So you've got some experience under your belt.
I've got skills.
Yeah. Yes. Well, very cool. So talk about the history of the Alzheimer's Association and the walk to end Alzheimer's.
Yeah. So it actually started in the 80s, in the early 90s. It wasn't even called the Walk to End Alzheimer's. It was called a memory walk. Okay. And it was more of an awareness event for people to be able to come and get resources. Mm-hmm. They didn't even walk. It was just like the big
a memory walk. They forgot to walk.
They forgot to walk. Yeah. So it was one of those things where they just really wanted to get resources out to people, let them know that just an event. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until probably 2015 where they really merged it and called it the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And that's where the fundraising began because they knew it could get more research, more advocacy dollars, more local dollars, and just more awareness out there. So so that's how it began.
Interesting. Well, I know the Alzheimer's Association has a ton of resources and services. Talk about what those are, what's offered for different families that are in need of those services.
Absolutely. So all of our services for the Alzheimer's Association, not just in the state of Arizona, but also across the country, are free, which is wonderful.
It's the best price.
It is the best price, and we know what caregiving means. We know what that is about, even if you're going into assisted living, if you are even caring for your family member at home, there's a price to pay. Sure. With the Alzheimer's Association, all of our services are free. So the one best thing that I can let people know is if you are looking for services that are local, you can call our 1-800 number. It is toll-free. It is 24/7, 365 days a year. It is not run by volunteers. It is actually run by staff.
That's great.
So they are clinicians, they are MSWs, so they really
What's an MSW?
Masters of Social Work.
Okay, got it.
So they really are honed into what they are doing. 200 languages.
Wow.
Yeah, you pause to think about that.
I was just in a meeting earlier, and we were talking about, the fact that there's like an Asian population that, might need the service of this group that we were talking about. And they're like, well, we have Spanish and English. And I think that's pretty probably pretty standard
Yep.
for things, especially in the Arizona area, but 200 languages?
200 languages.
incredible.
That is incredible. And it makes you think that now there are so many people tied to this disease
Yeah.
that need help.
Yeah.
So that resource is amazing, because sometimes in the middle of the night, if you are a caregiver and your loved one is at home, your head's spinning with ideas and things that are going on at 2:00 in the morning. You're just like, I don't know how to process any of this, or something has come up with mom and now I got to go talk to dad about it, or a brother, sister. What am I going to do? And you need a voice. You need someone that maybe is that practical person.
Right.
That's our helpline.
That's very cool.
The other thing is you can also use it for resources. A lot of the things out here is like, how do I talk to mom that we need to take dad's driver's license away? When's the time for that? Or we're Arizona. What do we do to take these guns out of the house? There's because it's a danger, taking away the key. There's just so many things that sometimes our resources can help and be there available for
That's
people.
awesome.
The other thing is our support groups. We have 26 support groups just in Central Arizona, all over, that are open to anyone that can be able to help them navigate what it is like to be a caregiver. Also, if your loved one has passed away, how to navigate that as well. You know,
Are those groups all in person, or
most of them are
combination?
now. Most of them are now in person,
Okay.
which before in COVID,
Yeah.
and then trying to move everything over. But now people want to be together again.
Yeah.
They want to be able
Good.
to do things together. We also have education. We have wonderful webinars. We have in-person community educators that go out and educate public speaking. So they may do it at a library. They may be doing it at an adult daycare center. I've been doing it with companies that want to be able to get more information. This is all free.
That's awesome.
This is all free. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, so how does just the average person get involved? I mean, there's 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
What's their first step?
Well, I think the first step to getting involved is probably a person that has Alzheimer's has touched their lives in some sort of fashion, whether a parent just received a diagnosis, maybe a family member has passed, and they want to get involved. And that's what we love. It's that connection. Now there's a story to tell. So they would reach out to the Alzheimer's Association, their local chapter, where ours is the Desert Southwest chapter, and they can even call the 1-800 number. So if they're looking for a local chapter in their area, if you call that number, they will be able to direct them to our office.
Okay.
So once they do, they will be able to talk with someone and be able to say, like, okay, so, what do you like to do? We have so many different and wonderful things that they can do. They can be a community educator. Maybe they love public speaking, right? Maybe they just graduated from college in geriatrics and they want to kind of get started in that process, and they can do that. Maybe they are interested in being a support group facilitator. They can do that as well. They want to get involved with the walk or our gala or our longest day. There's so many different things. We, in a way, kind of vet them because we want them to feel comfortable with what they like to do.
Sure.
I have people that make phone calls all the time, but if they don't like talking on the phone, I'm not going to give them a list of 50 people and say, hey, call these people.
Right.
But they may like to go out in public, or they may like to ask for money, which is my favorite kind of people. They love to ask for money, but you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So we really try to figure out what is best for their skills.
Well, if you don't, they're not apt to stick with it.
Right.
If they're comfortable with something or they feel good about it.
Yes. And the other thing too is maybe they're just not comfortable, and I get a lot of phone calls. I want to help. I get a lot of phone calls where people like, my mother just passed away last month and I just want to help. I don't ask them to do anything. I just say, come to the walk. Bring your family.
Yeah.
Come to the walk in memory of your mom, and just see the event. And like you said, it's an experience like no other. And I never want to put any pressure on anybody. I want them to feel. Because I think the first year of losing anybody to any disease, you need to be able to feel and process that. And it has its ebbs and flows all the time.
Sure.
So usually some people will call me back the year later and go, okay, now I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Now what can I do? And I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
What can we do? So
Yeah. After being there once, you're kind of
You're hooked.
Yeah.
You're hooked. Yes.
No doubt. Okay, so let's talk about the walk. And obviously, there's needs for sponsors and walkers and teams that can raise money.
Yep.
So how does a person start a team?
All right. So you're going to go on to the walk site. And I'm going to make it very public, and then I'll shrink it down to my walk, the Phoenix Walk. So if you go under alz.org /WALK walk, you will get the whole country. Okay.
Yep.
Now we're in Phoenix, so you're going to type in Phoenix, Arizona, and it'll get you down just to where our walk is.
Okay.
And they can register for free.
Okay.
So a team is 2 people. That's what I like to say, right? A team is 2 people. So you register yourself. It's free. And then you can be the team captain.
Okay.
So you are the team captain. Like,
Yes.
Sally, you are the team captain
I am
of
a
the
team.
team.
I am a team captain. You're right.
With that, you can invite other people to walk. You get a vanity link for the team, and then you get a vanity link. Again, it's free for yourself.
Okay.
So you not only can fundraise through the Mesa Chamber, but you can fundraise and ask your friends and family as well.
And they're used to that.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
And you do have a goal. So we want, everybody needs to have some kind of a goal.
Sure.
And if you don't hit your goal, it's okay. We're not going to come after you
Right.
or anything like that.
Yeah, but you set a goal that you
A goal
want to reach for.
attainable, right?
Yeah.
Which you think, and if you over exceed that, which is lovely, you can change it. You can change your team name. You can make a great name for, I think that's the hardest part, is just picking a team name.
Yeah.
And then you start getting emails from me, and I tell everybody now, we are 66 days away from the Phoenix Walk. Every email I send out is important. So make sure you read them. And then it'll tell you prepare for walk day. It'll prepare for like parking and what's it going to look like. And then usually what happens is the week of the walk, all of your friends and family are like, oh yeah, the walk, oh, it's coming. I want to go. I want to go to the walk. You can register all your friends and family that day. So you can register them on walk day.
Okay.
They can make a donation on walk day. They can do that. We really try to get as many people counted for on walk day because, again, we as the association are responsible for everyone. So we want to make sure that you are registered so that you are counted. Last year, in working with the city of Phoenix, we had over 13,000 people that attended the walk.
I believe it. It was pretty packed.
Yes, it was. We are probably in the top 10 of attendance for the Walk to End Alzheimer's in the country.
Nice.
Another great thing about our Phoenix Walk is there's 630 walks across the country. And many of them, they started last weekend, right? And they go until 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So you're packing 630 walks in a very small amount of time.
Right.
So in that 630 walks, the Phoenix Walk is number 13
Nice.
in donations and fundraising, and that's due to all the amazing people that help.
And I'm assuming that means that we can only go up from here and hopefully be.
We're going to get
maybe
into the top 10. We're going to get there. I hear the air is sweeter there. I'm looking forward to it. Our goal this year. So last year our walk goal was $935,000. We raised $951,000, and we were only $50,000 away from $1 million.
Oh,
so
close.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna do it this year.
Awesome.
I know it.
Well, so a big part of that I know is sponsorships.
Yes.
So what's it take to be a sponsor?
So for the Phoenix Walk to be a sponsor, the starting is $5,000.
Okay.
And that is to sponsor one of our flowers. So, and we'll talk about that. And but again, when we talk about sponsorship, you are privy to 13,000 people. There is no event in the country that can do what we do, gathering everyone at the same place at the same time. We're not a health fair.
Right.
And we have so many people that are just looking to be supported, that their family member just had a diagnosis, their family member may have just passed away. They're going through this journey and they don't know the verbiage, and to be able to get free resources.
Yeah.
There's no other place like this to be able to do this. So, and again, Arizona is the #1 state with the most people diagnosed in this country.
So,
Over the age of 65. We have over 151,000 that we know of
right.
over the age of 65 diagnosed.
In the state of Arizona.
And that's not counting our north and our south, right? Our rural country, our rural cities and our rural, place. That's not counting them because we don't know.
So pretty much just the valley piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty scary, actually.
It is scary. The other part of that is our caregivers. Go ahead.
So, okay. Why? Why Arizona? Why the big numbers here?
I think because maybe some of the time it could be environmental. It could be the retirement age, right? It could be a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors of why. And there is no cure. We don't know. There's a lot of different things. There's diet, some genetics maybe, some, I know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So
We need to eat, I think, for when we talk about that word moderation, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we need to do. We know how to eat well. It's
just
we do.
It's just doing
we
it.
do.
Right?
It's just doing it.
Yeah.
It's just making sure we get our exercise, using brain power. I think that's the big thing, is just really being able to utilize our brain. When we were in COVID, everything was rote. Everything was just, you just knew how to get from the couch to the living room to the kitchen to the bed, right? We didn't do anything. We didn't move. We really couldn't go outside or do anything. And I think for that year and a half, maybe, we just did.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now we need to process. We need to go out. We need to exercise our brain. We need to run, walk, read, challenge our minds, and eat, good foods that we know are good for us, and incorporate that into a good diet.
Well, so we've talked about being a team, being a sponsor. How about all those other folks that just feel like they need to lend a helping hand and volunteer?
Yeah. So with the Phoenix Walk and with all of our walks, volunteering is something we all can do. We can all serve. And with you can join our walk committee, which you are on. Thank you so much. You are on our Phoenix Walk committee. It takes a lot of people to put something as big as this together, but not only put it together, but also spread awareness. Let me tell you, in the Desert Southwest chapter, there's only 25 employees. And
that's not many.
And the Desert
Southwest
Southwest
how big it is.
Chapter is all of Arizona and Las Vegas. So that's 180,000 square miles of, a lot of it is desert.
Yeah.
But still, when there's only 25 employees, you need amazing volunteers, committed volunteers to help us spread the word. So we ask as many people as we can, if you are tied to this cause, if you have connections into your community, your organization, your church, clubs, schools, how can we get in?
Right.
How can we open more doors? If maybe one of the restaurants out here wants to do a Dine to Donate event where a portion goes back, that's amazing, because that just gives us more opportunity to be able to reach people that come into their restaurant that probably have a connection. The other thing is walk day volunteers. It takes a lot of people to run an event with this many people. So we have about 350 day of volunteers. This is an experience for them to be able, especially if you are working in a part of a group, team building. to be able to see what we do, to be part of the thank you brigade, the start lineup, passing out our flowers, greeting people, showing them what's going on, or just rallying, handing out waters, asking and answering questions for people. The other thing is too is they may have to guide families that have a loved one that needs special care. You know, we're going to build a quiet place this year, so if a family person feels overwhelmed, or a family feels overwhelmed, we're going to use part of what the Wesleybone Plaza, where they can actually just sit and relax and then go on with their day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, so at the very end, money is raised. How's the money spent? Where does it go? How does it support the cause?
So it supports locally, obviously, for out here, to keep our services going. A lot of it is spent on research. We've come a long way in the last 10 years on research. Before I even started, there was nothing. There was nothing going on, not saying nothing, but it was just regulated. They had some pills that would help with some symptoms, but nothing like they have now. So we do have 3 approved drugs. Two of them are in the market right now.
Really?
Yes. So we are able to work, and the people that are early stage would be able to get this to help diminish and kind of bring down,
slow it down a little bit.
Slow it down so they can have that conversation with their family members about where this disease is going and what this is going to look like and how to take care of their needs. Because once it's in the moderate stages of Alzheimer's, you can't have that conversation with anybody anymore. Right. So we really try to make sure that the people that are diagnosed in early stage or in their MCI stage, which is, oh my gosh.
Come on, MCI stands for?
Cognitive impairment, but I got to figure out that one.
All right, we'll go with that.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Okay, so let's recap. So what's the website again?
It is, the national website is alz.org/walk. WALK. Yes.
Okay, and then once they get there, they go to
they can find their state and then find their city that they want to walk in.
Which, for all of our listeners, better be Phoenix, right? Very good. Okay. All right. So, thank you. I appreciate you coming in. I'm excited about this year's walk because I think this will be my 5th walk, maybe.
Wow.
I think 4th or 5th. And it just feels like it gets bigger and better every year. I know it just feels, I don't know, more meaningful every year.
Did we talk about the flowers?
Well, let's talk about these flowers because they mean a lot. And there's just so, I don't know, they're just happy flowers.
They are.
They're pretty, but I don't know. I see them and it makes me feel really good to be part of that event. So talk about what they stand for, because you have 5 flowers in different colors. So what's the purple stand for?
So the purple flower stands for if you have lost someone to the disease of Alzheimer's or all other dementia.
Okay.
The orange flower means that you are an advocate. You're a friend, an ally. You believe in a world without Alzheimer's or all other dementia, which I think all of us.
I was going to say, everybody better be carrying that one.
Everyone is orange. Right? Everyone is orange.
We hope so. What's blue?
The blue means you have the disease of Alzheimer's or all other dementia. And the yellow means you're a caregiver. So you are taking care of someone.
And the white?
So the white one is very special because we have, like I said, over 630 walks across the nation. And we only get 1 white flower a year. That's it. We only get 1 that they send to us. And
really?
Yes.
Oh.
And I feel like it needs to be encased in like that Beauty and the Beast with the rose, you know. But the white flower signifies hope of finding our first survivor.
Oh.
So it's really special. So we have everyone at the walk gets a flower. You can come up to the flower pickup and you pick the flower that represents your journey with Alzheimer's and dementia. There's many people that last year they may have carried the yellow flower and this year they're carrying the purple flower.
Right.
There's so many people that maybe kind of fit all of the categories. And then at the walk, starting around 8:30 in the morning. We all gather at the Barrow's Pizza main stage because they are sponsoring it this year.
Nice.
And we have our opening ceremony where we will have people, one person representing each flower.
Nice.
But this year we're going to be doing something different.
Oh.
It'll tears, joy, beautiful. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
Really wanted to show the spectrum of the people that hold these flowers and what that looks like.
That's great.
And then also because it is Saturday, November 2nd, it is the Day of the Dead. So we are going to be doing some amazing things.
Oh, cool.
Tying our cultures together.
Nice.
So it's going to be a beautiful day.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you for bringing these in.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming and talking about the walk. We look forward to putting a team together this year. I've already recruited Bob. He's been on the walk with me before, so
Yay, Bob.
he'll come again. But thank you again. We appreciate it.
Thank you
We're
so much for
glad
having
that
me.
you've joined the chamber.
So excited.
Yes, we're happy to tell your
Lots
story.
of great connections.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
This has been a Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business podcast. You can find all podcast episodes at iTunes, Spotify, or your own favorite podcast website. You can also find them online at mesachamber.org. Content of this podcast is copyright the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, unless otherwise noted.